Hello people! Lately I've replayed Halo 2 Anniversary and Halo Reach. To be honest with you, I played Halo 2 with the releases of the Master Chief Collection, but in general I had completely forgotten how good the older Halo games are compared to the latest releases, especially considering the disastrous results of 343 Industries and Microsoft. With Halo 5 and Infinite, Halo Reach was dramatic and brutal in the way I remember, and Halo 2 is still an epic adventure. When I was replaying Halo Reach, a thought came to my mind about how video games landscape has changed in this year. Almost 8 years ago, Nintendo released Zelda Breath of the Wild and Square Enix released Nier Automata, two of the most impactful games of the decade, at least for me as a player. On one end, with Zelda and its open world formula reaching new heights, completely different from the classic Ubisoft checklist, where the map is like an amusement park where the mission looks more like a box to check than a real world to explore. On the other end, there is Nier Automata, a game that became the perfect example of the JRPG genre. Despite its low budget, which made to be one of the most iconic female characters of the decade, and because of that, she is now the mascot of Square Enix, using the character in any collab event with other companies. The reason that inspired me to replay this game was Halo Infinite, because it had a great potential, but the result was dull. With a good marketing machine, and when you replay something from more than 12 years ago and you feel such an emotion, it means there is something missing in new games. In Halo Reach, you witness a humanity who, after losing a brutal war with the destruction of their last bastion, the planet Reach, before Earth. With a sense of desperation, many Spartans lost their lives, a terrible defeat. And when you play, you see the violence of the Covenant, and through this game, you witness the meaning of the word genocide. When I replayed the old classic, I understand why a part of me has pushed back on free-to-play games, and gacha in particular, because I need a good story with characters, a good gameplay loop, and a good art style. The charm and the nostalgia behind this game is not only because they represent a happy period of our lives, but in my opinion, a decade ago, the big software houses were driven by a mentality where they saw the customer as a person and not a cow to milk. In fact, many of the great classics were developed under teams with a vision, and they follow it to its fruition. But nowadays, the only vision this big publisher follow is earning more money and making shareholders richer. You know what I mean. I love new things. For example, I'm happy about the release of Ice Combat 8 and Forza Horizon 6 and other games, but right now I think the current situation of the industry is not the best. But I am optimistic about it. Even if it seems to be getting worse, there is always an alternative, and your next favorite games is just around the corner, so never stop discovering new things. There are demos to try and wishlists to expand. So don't play the biggest games, give smaller production a chance. But that's all for today. Ciao ciao, see you in the next one.